Real ghosts caught on camera in my house. This should not exist. Before anything else, I need you to watch this clip from beginning to end. Please do not blink. Do not look away, because if your eyes leave the screen, you might miss the thing that changed my life. This right here is not a trick of the light. It's not dust. It's not someone walking. It's something that should not exist. Something that moved in a way no human can. Something that appeared in my home without explanation. And if you feel uncomfortable right now, good, because that's exactly how I felt when I saw it for the first time. The reason I had to make this video, my name is your name, and this video, it wasn't planned. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't supposed to happen. But I don't know how else to process what's been happening inside my home. For weeks, I've been trying to convince myself that everything was normal, that old houses make noise, that shadows play tricks on your eyes, that exhaustion can make your mind imagine things that aren't there. But there's a point where you stop telling yourself comforting lies, a moment where something happens that feels too real, too deliberate, too malicious to ignore. I'm making this video because the activity is escalating, because every night feels darker than the last, because something, whatever it is, seems more aware of me now. Before I show you the footage that keeps me awake at night, you need to understand every step that led to that moment. Every sign, every sound, every unsettling thing that built up over time, until I finally couldn't lie to myself anymore. Setting the scene, the house. This house was built over a century ago. And if you've ever been in a place with this much age, you know there's a certain heaviness to the air. A stillness that never really lifts. The floors creak under your weight in a way that feels intentional. Like something beneath them is shifting, listening. The hallway, the one you'll see in the footage, always feels colder. Not a normal cold like a refrigerator door was left open, but a deeper cold. A cold that feels like it has weight. In certain rooms, they feel wrong, not haunted. Just wrong. Like they hold memories that don't belong to me. I never thought much of it. Until the night the house felt like it was breathing. The first signs, the feeling of being watched, it began subtly. Footsteps at night slow, steady, too measured to be random creaks. I heard them when I was lying in bed. From the hallway, then closer, and closer, and then it wasn't just footsteps. I'd catch glimpses of movement out of the corner of my eye. Dark shapes slipping behind doorways, shadows stretching longer than they should. Shadows that didn't match anything around them. I told myself it was exhaustion, stress, nothing, supernatural. But that changed the night something touched my shoulder. It wasn't a tap. It wasn't accidental dot. It felt like a finger sliding slowly across my skin. Cold, almost numb, and when I turned around, there was nothing. That was the moment fear replaced denial. Camera setup, documenting the impossible. I didn't want to believe anything was wrong, but I also couldn't ignore what I felt. So I decided to record everything. I put a camera facing the hallway, the one that always felt colder. Another in the living room, and one aimed at the basement door because it has this habit of opening on its own. I wasn't hunting ghosts. I wasn't expecting anything. I just needed proof that I wasn't imagining all of this. And the first 2 nights gave me more questions than answers. Night 1, small disturbances. Night 1 didn't show anything dramatic. Just small movements, barely noticeable. Unless you're looking for them, a picture frame leaned forward on its own. A shadow moved against the wall, but there was no one standing between the light source and the wall. It felt like a test. Like whatever was in this house was checking if I noticed it. It didn't feel random. It felt purposeful. Night 2, things deteriorate. Night 2 was different. The atmosphere felt heavier, as if the house was holding its breath. At 2:37 a.m., the hallway door moved. Not from wind, there was no draft. Not from vibration, nothing in the house shook. Then something fell hard, with a force that suggested it was pushed. And when I rewound the footage, I saw a shape shifting behind the object, something tall, something dark. It passed by so quickly, but its movement didn't look human. Night 3, the breakthrough. This is the night that still stays with me. The night that made me truly afraid to be alone. At 3:14 a.m., something entered the frame. It didn't walk. It didn't step. It floated through the hallway like it wasn't bound to the floor. I was alone that night, no visitors, no movement in the house. The doors were locked, the windows were closed. There was no way anyone could be inside, and the temperature dropped from 71 degrees to 62. That frightens me more than the figure itself. Frame by frame analysis. I've studied this footage countless times. Every frame, every pixel, there's mass to it. You can see the outline of a shoulder, an arm, but it fades at the edges like smoke. There's no light source behind me, no object casting a shadow. This figure exists independently of the lighting, and watch how it moves. It pauses at the center of the hall, as if it senses the camera. That's the part that terrifies me the most. That reaction, that moment where it seems aware, other witnesses. When I showed this footage to friends and family, their reactions weren't jokes or dismissive comments. They leaned in. Their expressions changed. Some looked disturbed. One person said it looked like a human figure. Another said it resembled someone crawling on all fours, something animalistic. And someone I trust told me exactly what they felt when they saw it. That thing isn't passing through your home. It lives there. That was the first time. I felt true dread, aftermath. The house has changed. Since that night, the house feels different, not just creepy, not just unsettling. It feels occupied. I hear tapping on the walls, soft at first, then louder. Sometimes it sounds like knuckles. In the hallway, I feel watched, stared at, followed. And twice this week, the basement door opened by itself. Both times at night. Both times when the house was silent. The activity is getting bolder, more deliberate, as if whatever is here is getting comfortable. What happens next? I don't know what I've captured. I don't know what's inside this house with me. But I know it isn't natural. I know it isn't harmless. And I know it's becoming more active. I filmed this video because I'm at a point where I can't ignore it anymore. I need guidance. I need theories. I need someone who understands this better than I do. So tell me what you think. Is this a spirit? A residual haunting? Something intelligent? Something dangerous? And if you want me to continue to investigate deeper, to explore the basement, to set up more cameras, I'll do it. But I need to know you're with me, because whatever this is, I don't think it's finished. Thank you for watching. Stay curious, stay observant, and stay safe. Because when you look into the dark long enough, sometimes the dark looks back.